Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Steve from GraphicDesignerTips.com, where every week I put out new tips on how to become a better graphic designer. Today's tip is a really good one. It's going to be about organizational skills. Now, as you progress in your graphic design career, whether it's a career or you're just doing it for fun, you want to become organized because there's nothing worse than looking for files you can't find or things that are, you overwrote and lost certain things, especially when it comes to clients. Now, if you're just starting out or you have a bunch of clients, this is going to work for both of you. Every client is going to be completely different. They're either going to not provide you with anything or they're going to provide you with a ton of things. Notes, handwritten notes, Word files. They might provide you with photos to their products or portfolio, old Illustrator, old Photoshop files, but you want to make sure that you hang on to everything throughout the years. Also back stuff up on external hard drives or in the cloud. You want to make sure you have that so you can be the hero one day if they lose it, which you know they're gonna, because most clients personally that I have, they're not computer savvy. They lose everything. But I've been doing business with them for years and I always have the stuff that they originally give me. Even if it's stuff you think you're never going to use, don't throw anything out your clients give to you. Number one. All right. Number two, and I'm going to show you all this on the computer, how I organize my folders, is when I have a new client, I have a folder on my desktop. It says new client on it. And in that folder, it has specific folders that is going to be used, that I'm going to need for every job that I'm doing with the client. There's also template files that I've set up, which I'll show you how to do. And those are basically files like if you have a branding, if you're branding somebody, you're going to do their business card, their logo, their letterhead, their envelope, the basic business branding stuff. I have a template file with all those artboards in one file. Okay, so every time I get a new client, I use that file, I copy it over, and boom, it's ready, it's set. I don't got to waste the extra couple minutes setting up artboards. In the long run, you're going to be more efficient, and efficiency helps you do more of other things. Helps me blog more, helps me make these videos more. That's really it. So let's jump into the computer now. I'll show you exactly how I do it, and hopefully you jump onto the train with yourself and maybe figure out your own way of doing this, and it helps you be more efficient in the end. As you can see from my desktop, I like to keep everything very simple. I have no more than 10 icons on my desktop at a time, and I like to keep it that way because for me personally, it helps me stay more organized and less confused. When I see people with, 4 rows deep and from top to bottom on their computer screen, 100 icons, shortcuts, and files, they don't even know what the heck they are. That is confusing as hell. I hate working on people's computers like that. Luckily, I don't have to too many times. But when you get a new client in graphic design, you want to have 3 different folders. You want to have a new client folder, which I have created, and it has subfolders in there that are already set up, waiting for work to be put in it. An open work folder. So once you send out proofs to a client, you want to put them in that open work folder, and while you're waiting for their response, and a finalized archived folder for you to put the file in for later use down the road. The first folder I have on my desktop, I keep it here all the time, it's called New Client. And basically what I do is I copy that folder. So I hold Option, click, Shift, and I copy the folder over, I rename the client, and within here there's a couple of things. Client Notes is the first folder I'm going to show you. This is anything the client gives you in writing, I would say. If they give you Word files, text files, Notepad files, when they send me emails, the way that I do it is I create a Notepad file or a text edit file, and I copy and paste all those notes with the dates just in case I ever lose that email. You always want a paper trace of everything. If they give you notes on a piece of paper, you want to scan that and put it in this folder. If you don't have a scanner, use your smartphone. Okay? Smartphones are definitely capable of taking really nice pictures of your notes. The next folder is the Images folder. Within the Images folder, I put 2 folders. I put a Provided and a Stock Photography. Now, Provided is self-explanatory. Anything they give you, organize it however you want. In the Stock Photography folder, I have 3 different folders. I have one called Ideas, one called Optimized Corrected, and one called Purchased. Now, Ideas, when I'm working on a brochure, for instance, I may use 6 images in the end, and I purchase 6 images. But from iStock Photo, I'll take 20 images or whatever that I like. I do a search. I spend an hour searching for images that I find are going to be the best for this layout. And I pull off the samples off the site. They're watermarked, of course, so you can't purchase them. You can purchase them, but they're not purchased at that time. And they're for use in the artwork, so you can show your client what it will or could look like. That goes in the ideas folder. Now, a quick tip is don't ever throw those ideas out, even if you don't use them in the layout, because you might do future work for this client or another client in the same industry. And if it was a good image today, it's going to be a good image tomorrow to use. If you don't do that, you're going to be wondering, oh man, I remember that image, I just didn't archive it. So the next folder I'm going to show you is the purchase. Now, when you purchase an image, and listen to me very clearly, when you download that image, put it in the purchase folder and never touch that image again. All right? Do not alter that physical image, because that is a raw file, and if you mess with that file, there's a chance that you may not be able to re-download that. I know with iStock Photo you should be able to re-download images, but after a specific amount of time, I think you lose the ability to do that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just good practice to do it that way anyway. If you want to now change it, optimize it, correct it, you want to mess around with it in Photoshop, you copy the image, throw it into Optimize Corrected, name it accordingly, and this is where you want to start organizing all your actual layout images. So every image you have for your layout should be in Optimize Corrected, or whatever you want to name it. Let's back up a second, and we're going to come into the next folder, which is proofs. Now, when you send out a proof to a client, you want to name them accordingly too. Name them, well, you can name them the client name or whatever the job name is, and you can put the date on the name. Personally, I don't put the date on it because it already says, when I do properties on the file, it's going to show me the date. It's going to show me right here, date modified, original date on it. But what you want to do is, if you're sending, if you send out a proof today and the client doesn't get back to you for a month, you can name it, or it doesn't matter when they get back to you. You can save the old proofs. I save everything and save it as proof 1. And then the next proof, I will name it, revised 2. Revised 1, revised 2, or rev, whatever works for you guys. So that's the proofs folder, and the last folder is the provided. That's just any other stuff that they provide to you. If they have old Illustrator or layout files, you can put them in there. And that's the new client folder. Like I said, when you send out proofs to the client, you take this folder and you put it, if you come up here, you see this? This is my open work folder. All right, now the folder's in here, and I can wait till the client gets back to me. The last thing I do is, wherever you want to put it, pull your freelance folder in here. And this is my freelance folder since 2010. Everything before that I've archived on a external hard drive because I haven't spoken to a lot of these clients in a while. Maybe some of them aren't in business anymore. But I like to keep my stuff. I don't want to have thousands of folders in here. Actually, that's a lie. I want to have 10,000 folders in here because then I'll be really happy and be helping a lot of people. But basically, these are all my folders, and they follow the same guidelines as the new client folder, which I just showed you. And so when I want to find anything, I just come up here to the search, and I type in the client's name, and I find the folder and, find exactly what I need. All right, so I hope that gives you a little bit of insight on how to be a little bit more efficient, and organization is everything. Forget about graphic design. Organization and efficiency in life is the best thing, because you can get so many more things accomplished in life. We all want to enjoy our lives. I don't want to be busy, spending an extra hour a month or a week, reorganizing stuff. I don't know where I put it. I will say, even up to a year ago, I was putting stuff on my desktop and kind of, wait, like as I was designing a project and pulling everything on my desktop and reorganizing it later. Bad thing. I had to snap out of that, and I've snapped out of it for about a year now, and it's great. As I'm designing a project, everything's going where it needs to be. So by the end of that night, I'm not organizing everything I did. It's all organized already. I'm a type of person, I love efficiency. If it's the morning, I'm running out the door, starting up the car. I got a toothbrush in my mouth, the keys already in the front door for when I come back in and I'm ready to go back out, lock that door, and get to work. So, you know, everybody's different, but, you know, if you want to take on more clients, you know, you got to have a system. The last thing I didn't show you, but I'll show you in another tutorial, is template files. Template files, well, the folder was a template folder, but a template file for like a branding package. It has all the artboards in it, but that'll be for my next tutorial. So stay tuned. I'm Steve from GraphicDesignerTips.com. If you like what you saw here, subscribe, hit this button right here, click it right now, don't forget, and let us know below, comment, and let me know how you are efficient, how you like to be efficient. You know, if you like to call your folder something different. I'm not, you know, super Ayatollah here. I get information from other people and I take it on as my own, and I change it around. I do it my own way. So I've just learned, you know, throughout the years, and everybody does something different. You know, I've learned from a number of comments that I've gotten on my blog, which is awesome because, you know, that's what it's all about. It's about exchanging information, you know, because everybody knows something that somebody else doesn't know. So I hope you learned something. Again, like this video, very important. And everybody, have a great night. Stay organized, stay efficient, and that's it. All right, peace.